Hi, I'm Dumbo Dan from SampleLibraryReview.com, and I'm very excited. Today we're taking a look at Sotto from Sonokinetic. Now, Sotto is the latest of Sonokinetic's releases in their orchestral phrase library series. It follows in the footsteps of the advancements they've made with minimal, grosso, capriccio. However, this time Sonokinetic's focused on the more delicate side of modern orchestral arrangements with Sotto. The library is a contact player instrument, meaning it's both compatible with the full and free version of Contact. It comes in four different versions. You've got a 16-bit version, regular and light, and 24-bit version, regular and light, for each of the instruments. You've got three main kinds of instruments. You've got woodwinds, Sotto brass, and Sotto strings. Now, the samples from the library were created by painstakingly arranging and capturing that soft underscore bed and textural patterns. Sonokinetic improved upon the engine as they have done with each of their orchestral libraries, this time adding a breath control that allows you to add a little more breath to the woodwind and brass libraries. I found this really added to the intimacy you can get out of these subdued arrangements. Now, the library downloads is over 32 gigabytes. It's got about 33,000 samples. Delivers as 441K. Sotto sells for €249.90. All the phrases are recorded in 4/4 time. It uses the same engine as a capriccio and grosso, which, if you're not familiar, it is a bit of a learning curve. However, if you break it down and spend the time with it, it is well worth getting over that. You've got three different banks which you can load: high, mid, and low phrases in. All of the phrases layer together. Some of them have different variations. You're able to control the dynamics with the mod wheel for each of the instruments, and there's a control for on-off as well. You can mute, and if you ever get lost in the interface, there's a handy information tab here which tries to break everything down for you. By a quick look on the each of the banks, you can see that you've got minor and major versions. The other ones are just in roots and fifths, I believe. And one of my absolute favorite features of the library that makes this more than just a library, it can actually be a wonderful educational tool, is the ability to drag the MIDI from each of the phrases right into your DAW. Now, there's so much to say about this. The sound of the hall sounds great. The patterns that they used for arranging for the phrases are really wonderful, real gems, and it very much fits into the genre of this soft underscore beds that media composers will find very helpful. All the details have been covered in how to use the instrument either by the Sonokinetic official videos as well as a couple other review videos. I'll include those in the sample library review post as well. But what inspires me about Sotto and the continued development of Sonokinetic's orchestral phrase libraries is how they start to hint at a time where we're able to interact with our plugins, sample libraries, the way we would interact with an arranger. On the pros, this is by far the most flexible and advanced phrase engine that I know of for orchestral music. You choose the patterns that they've included, but you choose your chords and how they all go together. Another big pro is that Sonokinetic has painstakingly detailed the manual, got a lot of details on how to use this library to make it sound as authentic and real as possible. Another big pro is that ability to drag and drop MIDI to the DAW. Also, big pro, complete control compatible. Now the cons, there is a bit of a learning curve to really understand how to use this instrument. It can be a little baffling because it is such an innovative instrument and an innovative way they've tried to create this graphical interface. I personally have gotten used to it, although I still really would have liked to have seen the option to see the actual notes there in the banks instead of just seeing kind of these graphic representations. I think, it does kind of help show what's going on, but I would love to be able to see a little reduction like this, so I'd know, oh, I'm getting quarter notes, or oh, I'm getting eighth notes. I see what's kind of going on here. Now, I had the pleasure of interviewing Son from Sonokinetic. I got some insight into his workings and how the developer has been continually advancing this engine that they've used for minimal, Sotto, Vivace, Grosso. And when I talked to Son, he told me that Sotto was his favorite. Now, I'm not sure if it's because he's a fan of the sounds or because this was the latest phrase library that they had released. I know I always have a love of my newest work, but once I dug in, I could see why he gravitated and picked this as his favorite library. Be sure and check. I'll have a link in the description below that'll take you to the interview with Son so you can hear a little bit about Sonokinetic's development, some of his favorite other virtual instruments and plugins he uses, as well as what kind of libraries they have in the works over there at Sonokinetic. Thanks for checking out the video. We'd love your support. Head over to Sample Library Review's Patreon page. This is a place for both users and developers to help us continue to create videos like this for you.